You don't need anything complicated to make a cool animation with geometry nodes in Blender. The animation I uploaded a few days ago was built using a simple ecosphere with sphere instances. In this video, I'll walk you through how I made it, starting with a basic geometry node setup, then adding some simple lighting, and finally creating a glass material. Let's start by cleaning up the scene. Delete the light and the camera. Then select the default cube and head over to the Geometry Nodes tab. To start, let's clear up some space. Collapse the spreadsheet panel on the right, then click New. Delete the geometry input. Add a new icosphere and plug it straight into the output. Set the subdivision level to 2, so we get more points to work with. Add an instance on points node and drop it into the main connection. For the instance itself, we'll use a UV sphere. Add one, plug it into instances. And for now it's way too big, so set the radius to about 0.1. Now we need to change the rotation of the spheres. We're going to align them to the normals of each point on the icosphere. Add an align rotation to vector node and plug it into the rotation input. Then add a normal node and connect the normal output into the vector input on the align rotation node. Under these nodes, add a random value node and go ahead and duplicate it, because we'll use it again in a moment. Add a combine XYZ node and place it just after the instance on points node. Set all three values to 1, then plug it into scale. Now take the bottom random value and plug it into Z. Set the minimum to 0.5 and the maximum to 4. For the top random value, plug it into both X and Y. And this time only change the minimum to 0.5. Next, add a transform geometry node and drop it into the main connection. After that, add Set Shade Smooth, then a Set Material node, and assign your material. Now let's add a simple animation. Make sure you're on frame 1. Hover your mouse over the rotation value and press I to insert a keyframe. Jump to the last frame, change the rotation to around 120 and insert another keyframe. Turn off the overlays and play the animation. Once you're happy with how it looks, switch over to the layout workspace and we'll do a quick lighting setup. Head over to the Render tab and change the render engine to Cycles. If you have a GPU, set device to GPU compute. Set the viewport max samples to about 50 and the render max samples to 300. Scroll down to color management and change the look to very high contrast. In the world settings, set the color to black. Switch the viewport shading to rendered so we can see everything properly. Now let's add some lights. Create an area light, move it above the shape. Scale it up and set the power to around 2000. Add a second area light. Move it behind the shape, rotate it so it points toward it. Scale it up and set the power to about 200. Select the shape and switch to the Shading tab. Collapse any panels we won't be using. Then rename the material to glass. Set the roughness to a low value, around 0.05, and set transmission to 1 to make the object glass-like. Add a color ramp and plug it into the base color. Change the two color stops to different colors. And switch the ramp mode from RGB to HSL. HSL blends colors in a more natural way, so you'll see all the different colors transition smoothly. Finally, add an object info node and plug the random output into the factor of the color ramp. This will pick random colors from the ramp and apply them to the instances. Now head back to the Layout tab and play the finished animation. Set up a camera, save your project, and render it out. And that's it for this tutorial on using instances and geometry nodes to create some really cool animations. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm always happy to help. I'd also love to hear any tips or feedback on how I can make these videos even better. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and share your projects with me there. And of course, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Blender tutorials.